topic.
Nah,
Oh,
yeah. I mean, this is the topic. Like, I'm good. You know, I got my ginger snaps and yeah.
Wait, Muffin Man was saying something. What were you saying, Muffin
oh,
Man?
my bad. I'm sorry.
I was saying, if black people are serious about getting political power in the country, first they got to stop voting lockstep with the Dems who are pretty much GOP light and form their own political party. There's more than enough black people to have their own political party in the country.
Yes.
I think so too. Even though I'm a Democrat right now and have voted Democrat in this election, I think so too. I think people are just scared to do it.
Yeah.
It'll be too black.
I don't know why they're scared, because they constantly getting nothing for your vote.
No, but you know why, Muffin Man? I tell you why. I get a little bit nervous about, and I definitely think we should. That the voting for the Democrats and just allowing them to basically do anything they want, knowing that we would vote for them, is crazy. But I'm scared, like with the what became the current Black Lives Matter, how it's so easily infiltrated by other interests. Now, what's the simplest concept? If we're going to form a group that deals with the police and the brutality by authority, because we've got groups and we've had conversations and conferences and what have you dealing with internal violence and with with church groups and with civic groups within our communities. There's always marches and everything else. Focusing on that. Now, whether it worked or not is another discussion. But the point is that that's been focused on. We haven't had a real focus on a group attacking or fighting back against official violence against our community. So we're gonna form this group, and we're gonna go for it, defending our people, defending Black people. How could that turn into somebody's sexuality being the focus of the group?
Because people let it happen.
Yeah, people. Yeah, and that's my thing. It's like
People
it's
just let it
being
happen.
infiltrated like that. It's like something that absurd, and you let it happen to your group. Oops,
Like that
sorry
movie.
about that. That's me. Sorry about that.
Dear White People. It sounds like it's kind of like that. I haven't really been following the Black Lives Matter movement all that much, but I had heard that happened or something.
Yes, yeah. It's something like that. I mean, we're talking about our lives. How can that turn into whether you or not you're going to focus on sexuality? Where in the world does that come into play? If we're talking about the Black community, we're talking about the Black community. But the whole point is that they successfully made that the focus. Whenever they talk about, so and so is an LGBT Black lives, like, huh? What the fuck does that have to do with Black lives? I just. But I'm saying that my fear is that that's what, because so many of us allow that kind of crap, our allies, quote unquote, to get into our business. I just, like a political party, you would need to focus. And I can see it immediately being infiltrated.
And it gets infiltrated because there's no civic education anymore.
Absolutely.
First, Black people have to have an actual political education before any group will be effective, because it'll just get infiltrated again.
Yeah.
So without that focus on that civics education, it's pretty much being all for naught.
Yeah.
Well, that's the same thing that happened to the civil rights. Well, it wasn't even called civil rights.
Oh, yes.
Black movement.
Yes.
And then it turned into civil rights, and then it went to women's rights, and then it went to a whole bunch of stuff instead of focusing on the black community.
Yeah.
So everybody falls up under the umbrella of a civil rights. So this is why when they took out the leader like Martin Luther King and stuff, after that, I mean, it was up for grabs.
Yeah.
So this is how it became a civil rights instead of it being a black right. So that's why it's not officially like black people for black people, because you wouldn't want a law that says black right. So they had to make it to where it's like it's for black people, but everybody can fall up under it,
The POC.
And this is happening with
control.
Right. And that's the same thing that happened with the Black Lives Matter. It just went from one thing, then people just hijacked it, because I think the original group, I think they're still alive, but it just the transformation is the face of it now.
Yes.
That's why I was like, man, we can't hold no kind of like struggle for ourselves without somebody hijacking it. So
Always, and that's something about that culture vulture mentality from these other folks too. Always in our shit, always. Even that, even when we're talking about our pain and our struggle, they're in it. Got to be, and they're more than a few of our people who just can't wait to hold hands. I mean, that is like, in order to have a successful party led by us, we got to have people who are going to be strong. Like, no, we are running this. You can come in when we allow you to come in. This is first tier. First tier is us, 100% us. And we'll have our little satellite groups or whatever. But no, if we're talking about how we're going to strategize, it's us strategizing, not having everybody in our business. I don't see y'all sitting at the head of the table with folks talking about Israel. You know, when they're talking about their internal politics, I don't see a whole bunch of black folks in there determining anything. I don't see that for Hispanic. I mean, come on. It's something that's so basic. And so many of our folks can't get it.
Yeah.
It shouldn't even require strength. That should just be the basics. You know, this is our shit. We're going to decide. Then we'll deal with everybody else. Then we'll do the kumbaya. But this, when we're talking about what we're going to be doing, we discuss it.
Yeah.
It ain't open season on us discussing how we're going to live and survive. It's just not.
Well, that also goes to the fact that you had Nancy Pelosi and these other white people wearing
God.
Oh, yeah.
You know,
I was like, come on, man.
Wow.
This is so embarrassing for black people.
Yeah.
Like, how you let them people wear your struggle? Come on, man.
Yeah.
That's just embarrassing. I ain't gonna even lie. I was so embarrassed. I just stopped talking about politics altogether.
Yeah, I saw the picture. I was like, no.
Allow anything.
How about you, Daishiki, that vote?
Oh!
Right.